Gosh, that is funny. All right, switching gears just for a second. Youth in Porsche or youth in cars.
Let's talk. Yeah, let's talk about this.
I
Yeah.
have a couple. Can I just maybe start with a couple visual aids? I'll pull up a couple pictures and you can maybe tell us what's going
Yeah,
on
this
here.
is cool, man. This is cool. I had to share this. This is the kind of stuff that makes it, everything I do on my car worthwhile. I got I got some photos from this young man, Hair Cobra '05, and he is like obsessed with my car, loves everything about it, eats up everything that I post about it. This kid, I mean, he completely like
Wow.
built this thing out of scratch
That
from
looks like little
from
Jay Ryan shit
cardboard,
right there.
and I mean it's absolutely unreal what this kid did. And he posts this stuff on Instagram, and I was just blown away. And people like look at the bendy straws for like
That's
the
what I
the air
can't
intake
believe. I'm
hoses.
so impressed.
I mean, he's got brake duct hoses, he's got velocity stacks, he's got. I mean, that's just damn. That's cool.
And it's
Like,
all like cardboard, but it's all color correct and everything.
dude, like this kid just killed it. I can't believe that someone would take that much time to do this stuff and then send that to me. Like that just makes me feel like I'm on the right path here. And I hear this all the time whenever I'm at Cars and Coffee or whatever. Like, oh, kids nowadays don't care about cars. You know what? This kid does. This kid does a lot, and I think there's a lot more kids out there like him than we give credit for. And I've been thinking about like this morning. I was on eBay like I always am, and I started thinking about those little cards that I had, these little fact cards that I had as a kid of different cars, and the specifications are on the back, and it kind of dawned on me like kids have Instagram for that now. Like they don't need to carry around these little cardboard spec sheets like I did when I was a kid. They just have to go
That's
on
so
Instagram.
wild.
Yeah, or even, I mean, video games now are so amazing that you can literally go on Forza or you can go on Gran Turismo and you find out all this information about these cars. That's how these kids are getting their information now. It's not like when we were kids and, I had to beg my parents to get me, Volkswagen magazines or VW and Porsche or whatever it was. I mean, now they can just log on or they can just, boot up the video game, which is amazing. I mean, the wealth of knowledge that's at kids' fingertips now has never been better. So
For,
I really think we're going to be okay.
I agree with you. For me, it was like getting a ride to the mall to go to Walden Books because they had the best magazine section, and then from there you would
Yeah,
kind
they
of go
did.
down the
Oh
rabbit
yeah.
hole, every
Yep.
week or
Yeah,
whatever.
Walden Books was always better than B Dalton's. We had B Dalton's
Always.
too, but yeah,
Why? What?
Walden's was
B. Dalton's
always
had
better.
better
I don't know
books, but
why.
was it had something? The magazine. It was just the reference section. Something about the reference section.
You know what
God,
I
that's
think too?
funny.
The lighting was always so much better in Walden Books. B Dalton
Oh,
was
you're right
like
about
bright
that.
and it was like bright oranges and like beiges, and Walden Books was just like this homely, like it made you just want to like take a seat and just like peruse magazines and not go anywhere for a while.
I
B
think
Dalton's
you're
was too
right.
bright.
I think you're right. I think maybe
They
that's where
created a
Barnes
nice
and Noble
mood.
took a page out of their
Yeah,
playbook.
yeah, I think so. And we just dated ourselves with all this Walden Books and B Dalton talk. All these young viewers are like, "What the hell is B Dalton's? Never even heard of that."
It's chiseling it out of chiseling it out of stone and granite.
Yeah,
The Flintstones. Gosh, I mean, do
it's
kids even know
bad.
what the Flintstones are? Because the
I
Flintstones were
don't
based on
know.
the Honeymooners, so even that doesn't really.
Right. I feel so much older. Like every day, there's something that I'm just like this morning when I was thinking about those little cards. Man, I was just a kid carrying those
Yeah.
around. Cards of knowledge. That's what they were called. And there's actually a bunch of people on my Instagram right now because I even posted something about it earlier. Like, am I the only one that remembers these? No, a lot of people are like, oh no, I had all those. Those were the best. I love the
Really?
the sports and the racing ones. Yeah, they had different categories. They were really cool. I'm bidding on some now.
Of course you are. Of
Yeah,
course you
gotta
are.
have some back. Yeah,
All right. Well, I would like to pull up a couple Instagrams
cool. Let's do it.
of some youths that
Youths.
we know at least of. One of
Well, I
which
was very
has
impressed with at least one of them during the Sonoma virtual festival of speed or whatever that was. One of their
California
hosts.
Virtual Festival of Speed. That's exactly who
That's what
I'm
it was.
picking up right
Yes.
now. Share
Yes.
this screen. I think we'll be all right here. Excuse me. I always feel like Jack Nicholson. I try to turn away to, and it always seems to be right into. Did you see that? As good as it gets, every time he picks up the
Yeah.
phone, he gets it right up to him, and then he clears his throat. It's the worst. I apologize to my friend at home. All right. Did we get here? Yeah, here we go. All right. So I'm going to go to my phone. And you mentioned, and we're talking about the Stiglet here, and that is who I want to talk about. The Stiglet was a guest here, and more importantly than that, can we talk about this?
That's awesome.
Stiglet got his license, or at least his permit, but he is driving. That's him.
That's so
That's
cool.
Joey.
I remember that look, man. I
Oh,
didn't have a Mercedes though.
oh man, good point. What was your first?
Good on him. What do you think? It was a Volkswagen, of course.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah.
Figured as much.
Yep.
Yeah, Joey here has a killer Instagram that's got really cool stuff, and he's doing it all himself. It's not his. I mean, I don't think his parents help him, other than like supporting him and stuff.
That's
He
so
takes
cool.
good photos, but look at him. He's out there go karting all the time.
Chilling. That's like
Yeah, and when
that's
he's
like
not,
16-year-old Ray Schaefer right there, man.
look at that. I mean, you're not kidding.
That's awesome. That's so cool. Wow. So they sim race karts too. That's really cool. Who knew?
He's hauling ass, bro.
Wow. That's amazing. Technology, man. Something
Good
else.
stuff. Good stuff. So
Yeah.
anyway, Stiglet is out there, and he's actually on the roads, and he does the sim racing as well. And he's going to be here soon, as soon as the COVID stuff is, settled down a little bit. Hopefully.
So like 3 years.
Love that I'm
Maybe
still
he'll be
talking
drinking
about that.
age by then. You can have a beer with him. Well, actually, you can't. But
Oh, I hope it's not that long.
I'm just kidding.
And then one more I want to mention, just because we hope to get her in here at some point. Let's see. Here we go. Pop it back up here. Tinker Engineering. Highly
Awesome.
recommend following these guys, by the way, the Stiglet and Tinker Engineering. Tinker Engineering is a lovely young lady who's making all these videos.
They're making EV 914. How cool is that?
We asked if anyone wanted these bumpers, and Brett from 914 Worlds in
Isn't it great?
Oh my gosh.
I'm
like
telling
a
you,
little
she's
host,
a star.
man.
She's an absolute
What?
star. Yes, these kids are
Wow.
killing it, man.
That's
Just great
amazing.
stuff.
That's
And they're
so
out
cool
and
to
about,
see.
actually, like, they're not just on their phones, almost like we are.
Yeah.
It's like they're really out there doing stuff.
That's
They've
really
got all
neat.
that young energy. It's
Yeah.
really awesome.
Well, I have
get,
to mention Haggerty because I think they're a big driving force of all this because
Okay.
they have these programs that are just amazing. They host these open houses and whatnot where owners of classic cars will bring their cars and then they can teach kids how to drive manual transmissions. They can take them around the parking lot in the Model T so they see how that works. And I love stuff like that. That's so cool. And I feel like they're really invested in that, making sure that the next generation is going to have an interest in these cars because I mean, let's face it, we can't take them with us. So, who's going to be, and we're starting to see some of this now. It's kind of weird. I mean, 50s American cars are just not bringing the money that they were, 20, 30 years ago.
Is that because the
these guys
market's
are,
dying
yeah,
off?
it's the market. I mean, these guys are dying off. The guys
Yeah.
that cared about them. And I mean, you look at, I watch all the auctions, obviously. So, like, you watch Barrett Jackson and Meekum and stuff. And I mean, some of these cars are selling for what you couldn't even get them re-chromed for. I mean, the bumpers and the grills and stuff. I mean, it's amazing. These
Wow.
cars, they're just giving them away because nobody really wants them. Model Ts and Model As, like that whole. I mean, there's not a lot of brass car enthusiasts anymore. It's kind of
Yeah.
sad. I mean, I'm not a brass car guy, but I can appreciate it. And I
Same.
still think that that's something that needs to be preserved and carried on to the next generation. So hopefully some of these, Stiglitz and all of them step up and kind of take an interest in some of this other weird oddball stuff too.